Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, mother. With Nery Saenz. I'm like, what? How can this... They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Steph, anie Meyer-Senior.
Yeah, I don't have to look for you.
Oh, no.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
And Mike Mercadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla, boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Hey, everybody! We were rocking out to the intro music. Hey, everybody, welcome to the What's Up, Bro podcast. My name is Mike Mercadal. With me, as always, is...
Is it over yet?
Is it over yet?
Nery Saenz.
Brace yourselves. Nery Saenz.
Gird your
welcome.
loins.
And the third angle to the triangle of our show, Stephanie Meyer-Senior. Welcome back.
Illuminati
to the
reference?
show.
There are people who
I was thinking triangle defense, like triangle, like playing basketball.
I love the fact that there are people who are listening to us who are like, wait, they have a third person on the podcast?
Is that podcast? So for the first time, they're like, what's happening? This is deep lore. This is deep WuBro lore.
It's technically been part of this podcast for years.
Yeah, years and years.
Yes.
And we are going to talk about literally anything else. That is our goal today.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
That other than Stephanie being in the podcast for years, we're going to talk about anything else other than her being in the podcast.
Literally, that's it.
Every once in a while, I just go on walkabout when I come back.
Can you go on a walkabout in Australia? You know how like the laws in the UK are different? That you could just there's like a law that says that you can't trespassing like doesn't exist. You can just like walk on other people's land.
Yeah. No, I'm not allowed to do walkabout here. No.
Because of the deadly animals. For the record, Steph's in Australia.
Wait, is that the wait? I'm very confused as to two things. One, is that a real thing in England that you can't? There's no private property. There's no such thing as private property.
No, there is such a thing as private property, but you can You can like travel through private property. Like there's not a direct like.
Is there a limit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There has to be.
And then the other thing is, Steph, when you said that you can't do walkabouts, are you referencing the animal thing, or are you referencing you can't because you're legally not allowed to? Now I just want to get clarification.
I feel like to do walkabouts here, I haven't really fully looked into it just because it just hasn't come up. But I feel like it has to be something like with tribal elders.
Wait, walkabout just means walking, right? Are we? Is there something?
Is it walkabout a more specific like a thing, or I was just thinking like you're just wandering, just going on a hike, like a fancy hike.
I feel like that's like a casual phrase that some people started using it. It's slang words, but there is actually a thing called a walkabout.
What's a walkabout?
That's where the phrase came from.
Is that what's a walkabout? What do you think?
I can't actually really claim that I know more than that. I just know that there is also reference to being allowed to do a walkabout, or someone going on a walkabout being a formal thing.
So when you think walkabout, when I hear walkabout, I'm thinking just walking around. Are you thinking like you're gonna drop a ring in a volcano? Like, is that a thing that you gotta get a fellowship for?
I imagine.
No, it's not like a quest.
Yeah, she's thinking more along the lines of I'm gonna drop acid and then go disappear into the wilderness. For those wondering, like I was, a walkabout this is for the Australian. I specifically looked for a walkabout Australian. Is a term dating to the pastoral era in which a large number of Aboriginal Australians were employed on cattle stations. So a walkabout refers to like a temporary return to traditional aboriginal life in the bush. So
Is that a hike? That sounds like a hike.
it sounds like a hike. I mean, it just sounds like a
It's
date,
kind
like a
of
through hike.
it's kind of like a
Yeah.
it's like a traditional camping trip, but it's back to like living on the land, doing like more things specific to their tribe.
But you said you're not allowed.
Is it a
I'm
appropriation
not
thing?
indigenous.
Yeah.
Wait, so only indigenous people could go on a walkabout?
Yes, to be able to get out of work and have a specific time off because you're going to
Wow.
do this, then
You are
yes.
so Australian, and that's where your mind went. Your mind went to.
Well, that's where the term came from.
I mean, it's kind of. I guess it is in Australia.
But we thought walkabout. We both, Mike and I, both thought, oh, that means just go wander around and just walk. And
I thought of
You
the
can
Red Hot
walk
Chili
about.
Peppers song. I don't know about you guys. I was thinking about a very specific Dave Navarro era Red Hot Chili Peppers song. I don't know about you guys. That was my first go-to.
Yeah, my impression, my understanding is I thought that the reason that word became common usage and became part of terminology was because of the rite of passage here.
Like you become
That's
a
my
man.
understanding. Not become a man, but yeah. Like it is.
No, this is
it
a
the
gendered
transition.
term. Are you bringing the binary into the walkabout history? What are
her woke self would not allow the man part. That's that part of the statement. She's like, no.
No, it's I don't know if it's necessarily becoming a man. It is the transition from adolescence to a bit older, but I don't know if it's like it's not elder. Like you're not up there
Right,
yet.
but
You know
it's
what I
like
mean?
the bar mitzvah. Wouldn't that be like the bar mitzvah? Like, wouldn't that be like the thing of like coming of age? You're now a man. You're now a woman.
Maybe I think it might be a bit older, but kinda like similar. I don't know.
I heard
I'm
about-
talking
it's
like
like
honestly,
when-
I really can't say.
because I filter everything through pop culture references. It's like the air up there.
That's
when
what
they
I was thinking.
circumcise.
Oh my god! I
What's
swear
his
to
name?
God, that's what I was. Kevin Bacon. I was.
Yes.
And then he
They-
showed you like he's part of
shows-
it. And he shows.
I'm one of these. I can play on the basketball
I can
team
play on
because
the-
I did the thing to my dick.
Because
I
I
did
am
it.
a white guy going to Africa, and I am saving this African tribe because as a white man, I play better basketball. What the fuck is this
What?
movie? It's such a bad movie.
Someone
I'm so
explain this
confused right
movie
now.
to me.
You
It's
never heard of
a
the
basketball. Yeah. It's I love it. I unabashedly love it. It's not. It's one of those kid eyes movies that I still have not lost the kid eyes.
Sure.
But
Mhm.
it's all about a college basketball coach.
Recruit.
Like,
right?
well, he's a recruiter. Right. He was a former player. He hurt his knee. Classic story. He was supposed to be great, but he's just like a little white guy. But then he sees on a video in a tribe in like in Africa, these dudes playing basketball, and he's like, I'm gonna go get him. And he does. Spoiler alert. He goes through all the trials and tribulations.
But they have to play in order for them to trust him. He then becomes part of their tribe. And then he has to play in a championship game for their tribe, and he plays for their tribe in the championship game, and he's allowed to play because he is officially one of their tribe members because he went through all the rituals.
He went through that ritual of becoming doing their ceremonial. It's
And
never
again,
clear what they do, but they circumcise him.
Yeah, they're circumcised, and it's so funny to me because the whole point is that he saves the village by playing in this championship game. As a white guy, he's playing against Africans, and he's the winning wrestler. What the fuck? Like, this is so
it's all about the assist game, Nery. Don't you understand? It's white guy basketball. It's good passing, fundamentals.
There was
and then you dish it to the guy who's 9 feet tall and can dunk from the 3-point line.
There was a comedian who had a joke years ago. Remember when that movie, I forget the name of the movie, Road to Something. It's a basketball movie. It's a true life story about the first college basketball team to start all 5 black players under starting 5, right? And it's an underdog story about how they overcame adversity and racism and all that stuff there. And there's a comedian that had a joke about it. He goes,
Glory Road.
Yeah, Glory Road. He's how is the story about the only coach playing 5 black guys an underdog story?
That reminds me of the Bill Burr joke of like the all black swim team. It's like, man, they're down to swimming.
Yeah.
These movies, they're just gotta find. Yeah, it's so funny.
So yeah. Anyways, but we're here.
I keep trying to not look at my phone. I keep trying to not look at my phone, and it's not working.
You're doing an awful job of it.
Yeah, we're on a podcast, lady.
You're doing an awful job of it because as we're talking,
I know it's going off. It's going off, and I'm just like,
put it on do not disturb like a professional.
Yeah.
We're all do not disturbing right now.
I mean,
I'm doing my best to not disturb myself.
I got to be honest with you. I'm not doing the do not disturb thing, but I am also not riddled with anxiety by anything that I do see. So it doesn't.
I really shouldn't be. I don't even live there. Like,
yeah, I really don't again, this is the trouble, and I mean this sincerely. And I've had this conversation with multiple people, including my wife and who all suffer from anxiety. It's been the last few years have been a very big like learning process for me because I don't relate. Like I just logically doesn't make sense to me. So like when somebody, a friend or my wife or anybody who's close to me who suffers from anxieties, like has a freak out, has a panic attack, or I don't want to say freak out as a negative. I mean, but has a thing. I'm like, what's wrong? And they're like, well, but this and this happened. I'm like, yeah, and like I just can't relate to it. So I've had to for the last few years step back and be like, well, this is their process, this is what they go through, this is what they're dealing with, and I try to empathize, but it's very difficult for me because I don't understand. Logically, it just doesn't make sense.
God,
like,
I wish.
God, like you right now, freak out. I'm like, you live in Australia. We should be worried about you and your walkabouts and your fucking and your bird eating spiders. Like, what the fuck, man? Like you're worried about us? This is crazy. That's how
here's the like. All right, we got one moment to get real. We're gonna talk about it because we haven't even introduced. This is the What's Up Bro podcast. You can follow us at WuBro Pod on all social media platforms. You can follow me at Mike Mercadal, at Nery Saenz, at Not That Steph. It's all there down below. We're starting the show. This is episode 403 of the podcast.
Wait, real quick. You know how sometimes when you watch a sitcom, and then they do the cold opening and then do the theme song. Sometimes that cold opening is longer than others. You ever notice that? Like
right.
This is like that long. Like, oh shit! Now they dropped the fucking.
Hello.
I'm just kidding.
This
now's when they started. Click.
What? We're 7 minutes into this 22 minutes into this 22 episode.
Yeah, that's right. We're episode 403. We're here recording live on YouTube and Facebook. If you want to talk to us, get in the comments. We will see it and we will react to it and share it and talk about it. If you want to if you want to send us an email, actually, you could also do that at WuBroPod at gmail.com. And if you want to remain in the past, and if you're watching this in the future, come join us in the present when you see this go live, because then you can actually do all the things I just said. Anyway, here we go. Today will be I just imagine like in the archives of this podcast as like when historians discover the WuBro podcast, as influential as it's been in the history of the world, there will be a degradation of our pictures like over time, where we just slowly turn into like a Mad Max dystopia, where I'm in one place and I turn into Mad Max. Nery's in another world, another place he turns into Water World. Steph, you turn it. Well, actually, you would be Mad
Narnia.
Max. You would be Mad. Yeah, yours is you stoned out of your balls.
She's
just
already in there now. She's already there.
She's in Mad Max. Yeah,
you're already in the place. They did nothing to film Mad Max. They did nothing. It wasn't like, we got to tear this shit down to make it look.
That's not true. They went wrong. They went on a walkabout and saw what they wanted to see, and they were like, "This is it. This is what we have to shoot. This arid landscape of desolation." But I would like to see this just us progressively slipping into deeper dystopias as the time goes on. Would be as long as StreamYard stays up and running, we're good to go.
You guys are literally fighting off a zombie horde and you're still able to record. But get in the comments.
No, so Miami would be Water World. You guys would be underwater. Steph is Mad Max. What's LA? LA would be
Escape from LA.
Escape from LA.
I was gonna say, yeah.
the earthquake sinks us halfway into the ocean and makes us a prison
So
island.
Atlantis.
It's either
But also
Escape of
there.
LA, it's either Escape of LA or the Rock movie, which I think it's the one you would like the best.
The Rock movie?
Yeah, the one where the earthquakes.
Oh, right, the Tooth
Yeah,
Fairy.
yeah,
I
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Which one was it? The Rock.
Which one was it?
right.
My mom loved that
Yeah,
one.
Game
He's like
Plan.
literally running away from an
He's
earthquake. and, like,
he's a helicopter pilot.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. Doom.
He's a helicopter pilot. Was he the one?
I'm nailing all of these. Are the answer to your question.
He's a helicopter pilot that takes care of a gorilla. Which one was it?
That's Rampage.
Okay, no, we went somewhere else.
No, I know. I'm
No,
just
you're
making
thinking
fun of the fact that the movies look the same. That's all I'm saying. Is that the
Right.
It was one of the
Jumanji.
Fast and Furious.
Jumanji 2?
right.
Yeah. Hobbs and Shaw. The reality of it all is that we're at the mercy of, like, here's the thing that always bothers me. And you say that, oh, you're in Australia, it doesn't really matter, but it kind of does, because it determines the rest of the world. Like, why is the workings of the world relying on whether or not someone from some Bumsville town in the middle of a swing state who got off of their jerk off couch to go cast their vote? Why does it matter? They literally, like, their vote is more important than literally anybody else's. It's crazy to me that the world is relying on what someone in Bumsville, Idaho decided to do. You know, like, it's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Well,
Over
anyways,
here,
anxiety.
it's just kind of madness. Everyone paying attention to, like, look, like, a lot of popular media and stuff comes from the States, right? Like, it is very loud. It's one of the things that
Only
it's
the
going
good
to
thing.
be. Well,
Only the good things, and I will hear
that's a
nothing
wide
else
brush. That's a
but praise.
very wide brush. But, like,
you know what's so funny? I don't like. I'm very bad at the pop culture thing in the sense of like the who's dating who thing. But to your point, Steph, Americans don't know who the fuck like what British pop star is dating what British pop. We don't know.
yeah.
I don't know which American pop star, but I know Americans know about American pop relationship stuff, but we don't give a
Look,
shit about
here's a little story for you. I live here. I've lived here for 7 years now, 8 years. I still don't know half the Australian famous things because of the fact that my brain is so much like, I don't care about your celebrities. I really don't.
Yeah,
I found
Dingo
out recently,
McFuckwad is like dating Sheila McBarbie, and you're like, they might as well all just be like the default profile picture in a frame at.
But I thought that the Australian pop stars are the same as the American pop stars. There's Chris Hemsworth. There's Russell
well,
Crowe.
once they get popular enough, they go there.
Right.
That's the problem.
That's right. That's the
Ooh,
thing.
imagine being like a Hugh Jackman pre Breaking Big, where you're just some, or like the Taika Waititi guys in New Zealand just dicking around, and all of a sudden you're like mega famous. Like suddenly everyone cares about you. Before you're like, no, I'd rather go back to Steph not giving a shit who I am. You know, like that level of fame. Because you're still famous in your country.
They're still famous here. It's just not overwhelming.
Eric Bana was famous as a comedian in Australia. So much so that when he started doing dramatic acting, people laughed because they were like, look at this fucking comedian trying to be a dramatic actor.
Really? I didn't know he was a comedian.
He was a stand-up, and he was a stand-up and he was a successful stand-up. It wasn't
I thought he was an athlete.
I
thought he played AFL.
No, he was a successful stand-up. He might have been an athlete as well.
Sure.
But he was successful. So he was so successful that his friends laughed and mocked him for doing dramatic roles. Like, oh, you're doing action movies now? Fucking look at this guy, huh? And it's like that. And then us Americans only know him from fucking action movies, and we're like, wait, he's a comedian? What?
And then he gets that fucking paycheck, and then they're all like, hey, wow, congratulations.
Always supportive.
I always believed in you.
I never had a doubt. I always knew.
A little fun story. I actually found out that so we recently had to move to a new place, which is why I went
AWOL.
Disappeared from AWOL. Finally moved into it. Finally, I'm unpacked and everything, and I just found out that apparently my house is owned by a famous person here.
Your house was owned by a famous person, or is owned
currently?
Oh, you have a celebrity landlord?
Here, did I know who he was when I was meeting him at my front door? Absolutely not. Did I know who he was when I invited him into my house when my kids were running around in their pajamas and Dave was wearing a Stormtrooper's baseball cap and his pajama shorts and bummy t-shirt? Absolutely not. Was I also thrown off and surprised when Dave was just on the phone and just went, I gotta go, and then hung up? And I was like,
I gotta go. The president of Australia is here.
Prime Minister. Let me ask you a question. Did Dave know who this guy was?
Yes, Dave was literally on the phone, like as I let him into the house, and I was like showing him stuff and things like and talking to him about like, yeah, this thing's acting a little weird and da-da-da. And Dave's just sitting there like, I gotta go, and like hung up and was like, and then asked him if his name because I can't say it out loud.
Would we know what it is?
No, you guys wouldn't know who it is, but just in case, like I can't.
She doesn't know who. How would we know?
I didn't know who she doesn't know who half the people are.
Yeah, but again, she lives there. If she doesn't know half the people, we don't know a quarter of the people. What are the chances that we would know him?
I'll tell you. With
apparently he's really TikTok popular, like sports guy. And I asked him analogy wise, what is it? It's kind of like apparently analogy wise, it's kind of like as if I would have allowed like Dwayne Wade into the house and not know who he was.
Well, which Dwayne Wade? The player or the statue?
Winning one.
Oh my God! Can you tell Nery? We have to talk about it. Hold on, let me find the picture of that statue.
That statue is the opposite. Have you seen the statue, Stephanie?
I've heard about how bad it is. I have not visually seen it.
God, it is. Fuck. So it's
bad.
so jarringly not
pulling it up.
And the worst part, Mike's pulling it up. And the worst part about the whole statue thing is that people got mad for him. And then it quickly turned out that they posted pictures that he had not one, not two or three, but 4 visits with the statue maker during the process and gave active feedback. And he believes that this looks like him.
That is
Does
supposed
he have body
to be
dysmorphia?
Dwayne Wade.
He apparently has face dysmorphia because his body looks like him.
Yeah.
That is what they said. That is who.
Who is that? I've never seen that man in my life.
That is actually, you've seen him. He asked you to take the blue pill or the red pill. That is clearly Lawrence Fishburne.
It's so bad. Oh, here, let's do this one.
Can we do a side by side between him?
Yes,
and
hold on. I'm working on it.
Yeah, it is.
The thing is, the shame of it is the jersey looks good, the position looks good.
Everything,
honey, sweetie, baby.
Wow.
And here's the thing. The face looks amazing. It just doesn't look like Dwayne Wade.
But the actual technical work is nice.
Yeah, the technical work is nice. It's proportion. It's not like he has one crazy eye on his forehead. It's not this crazy
super strong jaw. The jaw doesn't. The jaw just defeats it. I don't understand. Let me find the clip that this would have been taken from.
Rachel Nichols.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say actually show him doing a thing
in the pose. Rachel Nichols is a ESPN or was a ESPN. She's a sports reporter. She's been a sports reporter for 30 years. She knows Dwayne Wade. She has known Dwayne Wade his entire career. Like they're friends, and she's followed him. She's written pieces on him. Blah blah. She said that during one of the visits, he literally told the statue guy, "Hey, my lip, the proportion from the bottom of my nose to the top of my lip is not right. The proportion is not correct." So he went through that extreme of noticing that kind of detail, and the statue guy agreed and fixed it as per Dwayne's request. But that's apparently what Dwayne thinks he looks like.
So
is it a situation of not seeing the forest for the trees?
I think that's just what Dwayne thinks he looks like. He went there 4 times. Oh, this is a great play, though. I
was hanging my head.
I'm trying to find the clip when they announced they unveil it. Hold on a second.
Because the mouth doesn't look at him, the jaw,
the teeth. He doesn't have a gap in his teeth.
I just want to see his face. Is there audio?
Let's count it down.
Can you hear anything from it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay. And I want to show Dwayne Wade's face. Look at the politeness. Like,
No, he's not. This is not polite. He's gone on social media after this and defended the statue.
no way.
Yes, this isn't politeness. This is him like bragging. This is him like, yeah, look at this shit. Like I'm telling you, everybody was mad for him that day, that moment.
Right.
All of social media.
I don't know. That
And
that
then he
looks.
went on
That
saying
looks
it
like,
looks.
no. That looks like someone who's going into the house being like, "Oh, that's nice." Like,
I'm telling you, dude. He has gone. There's videos of him talking about like, if you don't
Maybe
like-
at that angle, it looks a little bit. Let me find the play.
the mouth.
That
This
it's taken
area
from.
is wrong.
Right.
It's all wrong.
What do you mean
It's
this
just
thing is
it's a
wrong?
statue.
when you
I
said
mean-
this thing, do you mean like the whole face? Yes,
Yeah.
the whole face is wrong.
It's-
All right, this is iconic. This is one of the best things of all time.
I remember watching this live.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember this was impresionante.
Salmons with 10,
And there's
with 8.
7 seconds
six.
left on the clock.
Not a good matchup right here for the Heat.
Salmons,
He
Wade with the
steals it.
steal with 2. Wade puts it up for the win. Yeah,
And they
he
win.
did it.
Amazing.
He did it. Dwayne Wade.
Amazing. That's it. That's the part where he's supposed to, but they don't show his face.
Here's the problem that I have with this whole thing, right? Here's the problem. That jersey, they were wearing the Hispanic heritage jersey. That jersey, that game is
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
what? It's El Heat.
El
Oh
Heat.
yeah.
but for the statue, they're like, nah, we can't immortalize Latino culture. That's
Oh, that's
And-
funny.
so they
Was Dwayne
rewrote
Wade playing
history.
in Miami?
They rewrote history for the statue.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
His teeth are wrong. His mouth is. I
Stephanie,
just.
are you still like itemizing everything that's wrong with the face? It's
Yeah.
the whole face. The whole
Yeah.
face is wrong. Like, the whole face is wrong. You're itemizing.
It's
The one that my favorite memes were the ones that came out where they basically said they made him like frozen like Han Solo and Carbonite.
Yes.
So good because it does look like, because if you look at the Han Solo one,
And it's
it doesn't look like Harrison Ford. He's just like
you should pull up that meme that says it look like Dwayne Wade or owe the Han some money.
yeah. Oh man. Jabba some money. The idea that this is a
because at least wax figures you can like fuck around with them later. But okay, damn.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's
Pretty good.
pretty good. I laughed when I saw it because it reminded me of the Cristiano Ronaldo one. Dwayne Wade really thinks he looks like Korath the Pursuer? I don't know that reference. Who's
Who's
Korath
that?
the Pursuer?
Oh,
Ooh,
my-
pull that up.
come on.
What?
Disappointing. You don't know that reference? How do you not know that reference?
Oh, I don't know this guy. I didn't know Jaimon Hudson's character's name.
Put for the video listener, for the audio listener, you could check our YouTube and our
Yeah.
Facebook, Liz and Infamy,
Uh,
and you'll see the picture. But pull it up so you could show.
apparently, this is. It looks more like
you know
him.
what?
It does. It looks more like anybody.
know
that's
what?
not Dwayne Wade. It looks more like anybody who's not Dwayne Wade.
Oh my
Sweet
goodness!
Jesus!
That's
It
so
looks
Spot
like
on.
there's been Lawrence Fishburne. Have you seen the? Oh my God!
Damn,
Where's the
that's
one?
good.
I don't know, man.
That was a really good
there's
one from Mike
to be
Valdez.
fair, like I'm not an artist. I don't know how to make a statue.
couldn't-
I don't know.
Hey man, no, I'm tired of this. I don't need to know how to do something to know that it's done right. I am sorry. That's
sure.
not a thing. That's not a thing for everything. There are times where you're
Look
like,
how
hey,
adorable the man on the right is. Look at him. Look at
Well,
that
he's
face.
also not. You're,
he's also
so you
not
know how
in the
like
action pose. He's actually not in the.
yeah.
guys
You know
do
how
I know.
you're
He
not
looks so
supposed
pleasant
to.
there.
Like when you take your passport photo, you're not allowed to smile because even smiling changes the shape of your face. I just
Yeah,
did
yeah.
on my phone. I gave away all my privacy to Apple. I always do. But I did they have a driver's license thing that you can put that you could submit for the
Yeah.
DMV. So I did the thing and they make you like scan your face, look up, look down, because angles can completely change how you look. And they had me open my mouth. Like I had to like hold my phone and they were like, we'll let you know when it's open enough. And I'm like, what kind of perverted fucking weirdos are running this? There's a whole bunch of videos of people signing up for this going like, It's
And
so
like
weird.
it's not actually necessary. It's not
Yeah.
even needed. It's just like
It's just one guy at the
now
at
wink,
the
not just
at-
wink.
Yeah. Do you have a banana near you? We would like you to show scale with your banana, just to show the size. We
Do
can
you have a
judge your height
balloon
by.
by any chance?
Yeah.
What is God damn
Oh,
it,
that's the Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, I said that in the chat. I don't know if you. It's too much.
In which chat?
In the WuBro chat.
Oh, I'm not logged into that right now.
Damn it, Michael.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought it was funny, but yeah, we were just talking about I don't know, man. It's it's bonkers. That yeah,
I've been loving the
I
fan.
honestly believe, and he's defended it multiple times. He has said he's defended it multiple times. He has said, yeah, let them talk. I see the memes. I have the internet. Let them talk. If they don't like it, they don't like it. You don't have to like it. It's my
You know what? I gotta appreciate that attitude though, because like one of the movies that I'm most excited for coming out in a few weeks, I've not that I've lessened my excitement, but they like recently had a little thing happen that made me go, ooh. Have you heard about probably not because it's a musical, but Wicked the movie is coming out.
Yes, of course, I've heard.
With Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. And
wait,
recently there was this like
you think we haven't heard of it because it's a musical?
probably I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
This
this
isn't like
Wicked, so I was hoping you had.
This isn't like an underground musical. This isn't like, hey, this is like a huge musical, and that's gonna
No,
be.
I'm saying I wouldn't know. I don't know if you would have heard about like the things that popped out because of it recently.
Well, I don't listen to the behind the scenes drama on anything.
The only thing I know about is what happened with the poster.
Yes.
So what happened
That
with the
put a
poster?
weird taste in my mouth. I don't know if you.
Why? What about the poster? Which side? Whose side are you on?
Wait. Can we talk about the thing
the fan.
before you talk about the side? Can we talk
Okay.
about
Okay. All right. So just to give you a little bit of like, we gotta go all the way back to 2003 when the musical came
Do
out.
we really?
Just
no.
for like a skosh, like a quick flashback. It's just a quick cutaway.
I feel like I'm having a conversation with my kids. They're like, "How was your day?" It's like, "Okay, remember the first day of school?" I was like, "Oh no, I just asked you about the day today. I didn't mean."
But
oh shit.
I had a dream, and
Yeah.
in the dream,
And you're like, "No, wait, what?"
Or like you have somebody like the
I'm finally on
long-winded story who's like, I say that to tell you this.
Yeah.
It's like, just tell me this. Just tell me
but this does matter.
Okay.
Yeah, this does matter. The Wicked poster comes out. Obviously, a lot of Broadway posters and stuff when they come out, if it's not like a special guest star and someone who's like a celebrity in a role for a short period of time, you usually have an illustrated, very kind of general poster just because the people who are acting in it switching it out, right?
Right.
It becomes an iconic poster. It stays the main image for years. It's just Elphaba, the Wicked Witch, like face covered, looking forward, little smirk on her face, and Glinda like whispering in her ear. Just a very specific image. It's been that image for years. I'm sure Mike is probably looking up.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Hold
I can.
on a
I
second.
see him doing research face.
Well, I'm also trying to find the one that they fixed,
and then the fan one,
and then the well, not the fixed, but like the fan one was okay. I only know about this because my TikTok algorithm thinks I'm a lesbian and gives me all of this stuff for free.
So we probably have the same algorithm.
Same. Very similar, I would imagine. I know all of the Australian celebrities. But the idea that God, I just want to find a picture of the old poster.
Can you just look up Wicked Broadway poster?
This one. Yeah, hold on. So this is the original poster, right? That's the one that this was the original poster. I don't know if there's been other posters.
Oh, I didn't know that Indina was in.
They were the first people, right?
Was it
Adele Dazeem?
Adele Dazeem.
Wait, so what was your awareness of what happened? Because I was late to the party on it.
I don't even know what.
No, not you.
I'm confused as hell.
Yeah. Hold on. So this is the original poster for the thing. Just keep that in mind.
I kind of saw it as it all happened, right? Like I've always known this poster. I've been a big fan of the musical for years. some fans, as they always do for these kinds of movies and stuff, they come up with their own fan art. They put their own little mock-ups. They do all their own thing. The official poster finally comes out, and it is in reference to that image, which is cute, clever, whatever, right? The
Which
thing is,
looks like this.
yes, this is
Right.
the poster that comes out. Obviously, a reference to that image.
She's not smiling.
Very
but
cute.
Okay.
That's
She
you brought up a
Okay.
very key point, Neri. Not smiling, but whatever, right?
And doesn't have red lips.
Like a fan one day
Oh,
for fun
time out. I'm sorry.
decided to show.
Sorry, time
Yeah.
out. Shout out to Instagram in the chat. My 1 cent podcast, fins up. If you're not a fan of a team when they're losing, you're not a real fan. Okay, moving on.
As you shouldn't be.
Very fair.
As you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be a fan of a team that's losing.
Neri's
Yeah,
all about the
see-
bandwagon.
You shouldn't be a fan of somebody that's making you feel bad. That's like someone like, oh, if you're not a fan of your husband when he's beating you, you're not a fan. Yeah. You should not be a fan of something that's making you feel bad.
I don't know if these.
I don't know if
wait.
that's the same. I don't know.
If it's
Not-
making you feel bad, if it's emotionally,
I'm just gonna
if it's
distance
emotionally-
myself from.
if it's oh, this is better. I got a bigger slot. If it's making you feel bad emotionally, you don't have to be a fan of that. You shouldn't subscribe to that.
That part, sure. That part, sure.
That's all I'm saying.
If you don't like it, you can go. That's fine.
Yeah. That's
Right. Anyway, the back to the
Anyways,
back to the thing.
Yeah.
This is the poster
that's the poster that came out.
that they came
fan-
up with for the movie.
Yes. A fan decided to just do a little whip up of like the same poster. They just played with the same poster, and in Photoshop, all they did was like raise up Ariana's hand a little bit so it looked a little more like how the other one was covered, and lower the hat a little more so that it looked just like the painting. Like that's the top one. And she gave her like a little more of a smile so that it looked more like the thing.
Right.
That's all they did for fun. It's still clearly, Cynthia, it's a non-issue, right? This is a non-thing because they do it for all kinds of movies that come out. Fans love to do this shit. The main actress, Cynthia Erivo, must like someone tagged her in this like little fan thing, but like, look how cute, like, look how nice what they did. She ends up putting it up on her stories and goes on this little written tirade of like, this is the most offensive thing ever.
Who's
That-
the,
like-
wait, who got
Hold on. Here we go.
Wait,
There
who
we
got-
go.
wait,
Yeah,
who
Mike, can
posted
you read it out? Because my screen's really small.
Wait, who
What'd you say?
posted it? Who posted it and who got offended?
The
one
fan.
who got offended
so
was-
I'll get you. The fan posted their edited version
Alright.
of the movie poster to look like
Another
the theater
Instagram
original
account.
poster.
Okay.
Right.
So wait, here's
Another
okay, just-
another Instagram account picked it up.
wait. So because I'm confused because Stephanie said the main actress liked it.
No, she was tagged in it.
Oh,
So-
tagged in it.
okay. I thought. Okay,
Yeah,
I
so
thought
the main fan, like the fan who did it, posted it up on like their socials. A random smaller Instagram like fan account on Instagram called like Wicked in Mexico or something, like something with Mexico in it,
right.
decided to share that image, and then they tagged her because
They're
that's the
not
one she
bringing-
shared it
They're
from.
not bringing their best, bro.
That-
Not
yeah,
bringing
I
their
mean,
best. They're not bringing.
But that's what she shared it from.
when it comes to Instagram reshares and tags,
Yeah.
these are some bad hombres.
They're bad. I was about to say there's some bad hombre.
This poor fan, man.
So from my perspective, at a certain point when I got wind of it, the whole thing is that people were like, oh, did you hear the scandal about how they treat, so the thing is that people presented it like it was this offensive poster, and then based on this, the actresses, because everybody has to pick sides these days. I don't know, there's a whole picking sides situation going on today. But it's literally just
Haven't heard about
picking
it.
sides.
No idea. Don't know what you're talking about.
It's like picking teams for dodgeball. But this time you kind of want to be last picked. The poster, you saw it, not that offensive. But then the lady,
Not that offensive. I don't find anything
Not at
offensive
all.
about that poster. You said that offensive.
that's what I'm saying. Not offensive. I meant to not offensive. Like literally just like
It's
a
a
fun little.
non-thing.
It's a non-thing. And then
Yeah.
the lead, the actress who plays Elphaba, who plays the witch, she says, "This is the wildest, most offensive thing I've seen, equal to that awful AI of us fighting, equal to people posing the question, is your blank green?" There was a lot of tweets where she's whispering, "Is your pussy green?" It's been,
That's hilarious.
yes, that was a lot of memes going around. None of this is funny.
I
None
saw-
of this is cute.
Can I just talk
It
about
degrades me. It degrades us.
really quick? Can we just talk? I'm sorry to interrupt, but the fact that is your pussy green did not occur to me as a comedian and B a disgusting pervert. I'm very disappointed in myself.
You should be.
I am very disappointed in myself because I thought
I actually thought I was a little proud of you for not getting the low hanging fruit.
so disappointed for not having. And
I'm disappointed that I'm proud of you. That's how I think of you.
God. All right.
You're not.
I'm sorry. Continue. Please continue. But my pussy green is fucking hilarious. God.
Is my pussy green?
Your
Why is this?
I thought it was in reference to the fact that people have actually asked her that.
No, there were memes.
That is offensive.
There were memes of what she was whispering.
Yeah, but that to me, like the memes just look like, you know, like
it.
when you have like the little pervy sloth meme. Like that's what that reminded me of. Like remember
what kind of Australian bullshit are you?
Australian memes.
Well, first of all, that was from the States. That was when I was like heavily online in the States.
Is this one of those things where the memes go the other way?
Yeah,
the other way around. It'll come back to you guys.
Counterclockwise.
Yeah. Counterclockwise. It'll come back to you guys in a little bit.
And I'm on the West Coast, not even close. So she continued. I'll just keep reading. Is your pussy green?
I said pervy sloth. It was our word sloth.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know that meme. I'm not a Tumblrian. The original poster is an illustration. I am a real life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to you, the viewer, because without words we communicate with our eyes. Our poster is an homage, not an imitation. To edit my face and hide my eyes is to erase me, and that is deeply hurtful.
God, sweet Jesus.
So she got real bent out of shape about it in a way that people were like, "What? Okay, if you say so." But it was like just like a weird vibe all around in terms of like
real blue,
and also just like it was just like a weird equating it thing, because I was like the most offensive, and I was like, girl, there's a lot.
Girl, that there is way worse that people could have done.
There's way worse.
I made a
on
have
par.
Have you seen what the internet did to the Little Mermaid fucking live action poster? I mean, that's offensive as shit. Did you see those memes, Stephanie?
No, fortunately not. Because your tone makes it sound not great.
Stephanie, when they casted the actress for the live action, you know how people lost the shit that she's black. And God forbid there's a black mermaid, there's a black mythical creature.
Oh my God.
The memes that went out about showing the Little Mermaid in blackface, and then like it was like other level. Like I clutched my pearls. I'm like, oh, you? Like I was like, oh wow, that's a lot. So the fact that she's like, this is the most offensive, like, honey, have you looked at the internet ever?
The fact that she still has. It's a picture of her face and there's not like dicks all over it. You know what I mean? Like there's so much worse thing. This is not the most offensive thing. It's like the you sweet summer child. Like, come on.
Yeah, to me, it's also one of the things where I'm like, it's still very obviously you. They did not change that it was you. They did I don't understand the whole you're erasing me thing, because I'm like, it's just a reference to the original illustration. That's all it is.
Also, you could have looked down the barrel all you wanted. If the fucking director or the art director chose to have done that for the original, for the official poster, you wouldn't have said shit about it. So you, as an actor, could get into your fucking head about like, I made a choice because you could see one soul through the eyes and all that you want. You made that choice, is fine. If the fucking person who's in charge of creating the official poster would have done what this person did, you would have had fucking dick to say about it. Nothing to say about it. You would have had no choice.
I wonder if maybe that was a conversation, and that's why she got really upset too.
Maybe that's what she said. Yeah. If you say it, use your words, not your eyes.
More.
If you say, hey, you know, it's funny that this person made this this Mexican made this creation, but we actually had a conversation about it, and the director wanted me to have my eyes open because he felt it made a connection with the audience. Like that, say that.
1,000%.
Say that.
1,000%. Mike Valdez says the amount of garbage Leslie Jones went through for Ghostbusters, dude.
100%.
The most offensive question mark.
100%.
And the amount of garbage that we had to, as an audience, to watch her in that movie, that was also difficult. So I mean, it went both ways.
I liked her. I
didn't have a problem with the performances in that movie. I had a problem with the movie as it was written.
I'm the exact opposite. I love that movie, except I don't like Leslie Jones, and I just don't think she's funny. I just don't.
So
find
I love the movie, except for the fact that I just wish they would have obviously still kept Ghostbusters being a thing. Like,
what do you
like
mean?
I wanted it to
Like
be a
these are the
continuation.
kids in
You know
the
what I mean?
Oh, you
original
want it to be a sequel,
Ghostbusters?
not a reimagining.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to be reimagining. I wanted it to still like exist in the same world this had happened back in the 80s, and maybe some were aware, some weren't.
Like
but
what the new Ghostbusters ended up doing.
Yeah. I would have really enjoyed that.
I feel that.
Well,
But
here's
I just like Leslie
so
Jones.
above all of the scandal that came around it is that now this lady, to a lot of people who love Wicked, sounds like an asshole. Right?
Which is very difficult to do when you're in the same poster with fucking what's her name? Ariana Grande, because she is a certified asshole.
Really? Is she? I just know she's like I just know she's an asshole. Like she did that thing where she licked the donuts or whatever.
One story of her being an asshole. Pull up the story that Elvira, the actress that played Elvira, just told a month ago at a con.
What?
And they asked her what her worst interaction with a fan was, or worst interaction with a celebrity was, and she called out Ariana Grande, saying,
really,
in short, basically encompassing, saying Ariana Grande reached out to her asking for 20 passes for her and her family to go see Elvira. She obliged, even though she doesn't really give out passes, but she did oblige. That you putting it up, Mike?
I found it.
Yeah, go ahead, pull that.
So this is is that audible?
Oh, yeah. We didn't have any donuts for her back. I'll tell you briefly why she went. Okay. She came and she brought 20 guests. She wanted 21 tickets. We're like, okay. And we give her the tickets, and she comes backstage and she asked if I could take pictures with all of her friends and relatives she brought. I take a picture with every single one of them. I sign autographs for every single one of them. Then I say to her, "Can we take a photo together?" She goes, "No, I don't really do that."
Yeah, boo this man.
Hey, come on, okay? And then she left before my show started. All of her relatives stayed. All the relatives stayed, and she took off. Okay.
Is there more to it?
No, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
That's so she just big timed her.
Asshole Mia. She's a whore. She's a awful person. I was gonna say she was a horrible and awful at the same time. And it
you said harmful.
No, but I stopped myself because I was like, it sounds like I'm gonna call her a whore, but I'm not. That's not what I swear to God. I literally was gonna say awful and horrible at the same time. And
no, back it up.
I was like,
here's the thing. I would probably be an asshole too, but that's next level. That's next level. But there's a certain amount of like respect you have to give to the people who came before you, including Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Are you fucking kidding me?
So
especially because it seems like the kind of thing she would do.
20 goddamn tickets.
I've actually talked to a few people who are uber famous, right? And they have all essentially told me in roundabout one, a couple of them told me directly, said, fame only magnifies your personality. If you are an asshole, you're just going to be a bigger asshole. But those people who are famous assholes, they were assholes before they were famous. They're just now more of an asshole, and everything's magnified because now they're in the public eye. But everything of those, whoever you are when you start, before you're famous, that's who you are when you're just magnified. And I've had multiple people tell me that, multiple real famous people tell me that. And I'm like, oh, that does make sense. And one of them told me, like, dude, you're such a nice guy, whatever, blah, blah. And I jokingly said, I hope I stay that way when I become famous. Like, that's the conversation started. Like, that's how I was totally being facetious. And their comment to me was like, trust me, you're going to be fine. You're going to be like, they were like, and it wasn't even like,
you're going to be fine. Listen, you're not going to be.
Well, that's what I was about to make the joke. It wasn't like, trust me, you're never gonna be famous. You don't have to worry about that.
Right.
But they
But you
literally
don't.
said, no.
Okay, buddy.
The type of person you are now before you're famous, just you're the same person. You just magnified. And I believe that. And here's the thing: when you're in like Ariana Grande has been singing, she was like 4 years old, 5 years old. She's been in the
Yeah.
circle. So like she doesn't know how to act like a normal human being. She doesn't. Like
It's
licking.
'cause
She just doesn't live in
Disney,
that
man.
world.
Yeah,
She's been living that. She was Disney or Nickelodeon? Was she in the dark on the what is it? Quiet on the set?
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. She was a part of all that
Yeah.
fucking weird.
So
feet thing.
she is.
Yeah.
But look, dude, licking donuts. That's fucking other world, like other level. She wasn't 8 when she licked a donut and put it. Like she went. I don't know if you know the story, Steph. I don't know. You're looking at me like
I kind of vaguely remember it.
It was like
Yeah.
6-7 years ago. It was a while ago. They caught her on camera. She was at a donut shop in LA late at night, and apparently donut shops in LA are like a dime a dozen. There's like a million of them.
There's a reason for it. Watch
Yeah,
the documentary Donut King.
Donut King, yeah. So
What?
there's a great documentary called Donut King.
Yeah.
So donuts in LA are big. Donut shops in LA are a big deal. So she went in LA. She was like 4 o'clock in the morning. There was nobody there, and then the person in the register went back to get something that she ordered, and she reached over the counter and grabbed the donut and licked it and then put it back.
Right.
And
I kinda
all
figured
while talking about how this is why Americans are so fat, because they eat disgusting foods. Like, and judging Americans and talking shit about Americans eating disgusting foods like donuts while herself being in a fucking donut shop.
Classic mean girl shit.
It's just whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was 7 years ago. She then went on. There was a backlash. She went on to apologize. As she was doing her selfie apology video, she was fixing her hair the entire time. She was just like, "Yeah, guys, I'm so sorry," and then she was just doing. And she's clearly not sorry. She's just, "Hey, your publicist is telling you to fucking apologize." So now we have to make.
Yeah, those like Apple Notes apologies where
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
just write like someone just copy paste this, send it out, like just post it. Not like the heartfelt rant from the actress who's playing. I don't give a shit about this movie. I really don't. I don't care at all. I just know that if you go
excited
to see
about it.
I'm sure you are, because when you go to watch it, you're going to be surrounded by a whole bunch of people who are going to sing along to the songs and fucking shoot me. I do not want to hear anybody in the theater doing the whoa, whoa, whoa at the end of fucking Defying Gravity.
You know what? Actually, I kind of want to see if there's like a sing-along version of it. Like, I'm the opposite. I want to watch it on my own, and then I want to watch it with a crowd of people all doing that shit.
So Mike, here's the thing: Mike is not a fan of musicals to begin with, right? Even
I'm trying to think of the last musical I really liked.
So we did a musical review of Movie Bros. In Movie Bros, we talked about the Christmas movie with Will Ferrell, and
that's the last musical I've really watched.
And Mike was thrown off because he didn't realize it was a musical, and he was like, "What is happening?"
I'm sure like all the people that went to go see Joker 2 were like, "What is happening?" Yeah, literally Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell start singing, and I'm just like, "Oh no, uh-oh, I have to continue through this because it's for a show." And it just kept going. And at a certain point, I was like, "Oh well, this is dumb, fun, stupid. It's not great, but who cares?" And I get it. And Ebenezer Scrooge and blah blah blah. But at a certain
day,
said, "Good afternoon."
Oh, good afternoon.
But yeah, it was like one of those things. So I can't like. Besides that one, I cannot think of any musical that I'm like, "Hell yeah, this is great."
So I'm the opposite, where I love musicals and I enjoy musicals, but I still did not. I told you, I said this on this show when we haven't even talked about Joker 2. I said this on this show when we all watch a trailer. I said I'm a huge fan of musicals. I'm a diehard fan of the original Joker movie. I watch it in theaters 4 to 5 times in theaters. I'm a diehard fan of that fucking movie.
The original Joker movie.
The original Joker. I'm a fan of musicals. I love comic books, and I still don't need this movie. I'm not asking for a musical.
Nobody.
I'm not. No, one person.
One guy. Todd Phillips.
Stephanie. Remember, I literally said, "Who is this movie for?" And Stephanie raised her hand. She's like, "I'm the Venn diagram."
For the musical.
And the irony is that the Venn diagram did not watch it. Did not.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, you're a mom. You're not. You know.
Honestly, I also It is mostly that. It is mostly timing things. While these two are little, it is nigh impossible to go out and watch things. I literally.
It's also hard to like motivate to go watch a movie at a theater when it's like, just for me and my wife, it's like $50. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
mid.
that's LA prices. Stephanie
We
gets
go on. Well, actually, you know, we go on
Stephanie gets
Tuesdays. We
Stephanie
go on.
for a coin.
Yeah, she gets in. She gets in for what's it? A $1 due. $1 due.
Dollar buck.
Is that what they call it? What do they? They just
No, it's what
dollars
they call them
to
in
you.
Bluey, so everyone else has been calling them that.
Bluey, the #1 export of.
So we
Is your
have,
landlord
we
a
have,
voice on Bluey? Because then that's all. Who cares?
Right.
Bluey's amazing.
So we have like ferries in our city that like take you through the river to like drop you off. It's like our taxi
I
service.
swear to God, I thought you were using a slur. I swear to God.
I went magical. I'm like, oh, she's getting magical now.
I swear to
She's done her
God,
mushrooms.
I went with slur and then immediately went like, oh, you mean like, oh, this like a tour guide who dresses up as a fairy. But I went slur first, then
Cosplay.
Why?
Cosplay, then cosplay.
Why?
I don't know. You just
We need to evaluate the slur first mentality.
We really do have to be like, why would we go there first?
But again, I didn't. It wasn't like I was wishing it. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then I was like, no, Nery. She clearly doesn't mean a slur. She clearly means cosplay.
When Nery
She
talking to
clearly
the other
means
Nery, like, no,
Yeah,
Nery.
that's the most obvious. Well, that's the Occam's razor of the situation.
But did you go with ferry boats?
No, I did not go ferry boats. I went. There are ferries in our yard. I was like, is that a name for like a bird or something? Like
We just
not real fairies, right?
We just finished talking about Bluey.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about some cartoon shit.
The next sentence was ferries, and I was like, okay.
Sold.
I know it sounds like one of my ADHD things. I'm getting to it. The little taxi that takes you through the city, because we have a large thing here, like a big exhibit that's opening calling Bluey's house, where you can actually go and walk through Bluey's house and go do all that stuff. They've now repainted and redesigned 2 of our what they call city cats, because that's what the phrase is for the taxi service, into city dogs. And one is Bingo and the other is Bluey. So you get to like ride them through the city.
City cats?
They're catamaran boats, right?
Yes, catamarans.
That's
so
why
it's
they're
called
called
city
cats.
cat.
Got
It's
it.
a catamaran boat.
Got it.
You
So
see?
now it's a city.
I get it, man.
But I'm not the only one, right? I'm not like she said city cats, and I was like, what the fuck? Now I'm thinking, clearly not a slur. What could it possibly be?
City
And
cat.
I did not land on fucking catamaran because I'm not thinking catamaran.
She said ferry boat, and then I said cat is what, like, you know, like my uncle has a world cat catamaran. You know, like that's what they call them. Cat.
Why? Okay, so that's why you understood that reference. That's and you didn't even get it. You just you went, your train of thought got there because your uncle owns a catamaran. You deduced.
Well, because also his train of thought didn't go slur first.
Again, we're not talking about slur first, but
if there's anything, no, everybody shut up. If there's anything that we need to know about myself, I need to put out there about myself on this podcast is that I am not slur first.
No,
third, fourth, maybe, but first, no.
By the way, when I said I went slur first, is that I thought that it's not that that's where I would have gone. I was there and I was shocked. I was like, why the fuck is she saying this?
That's just what you think about Steph?
No, I was like, why is Steph saying
that what you think about me?
Like,
out of all people, she's bisexual. She should not be saying it.
Look at my haircut.
And then I
Look at my
part
haircut,
of the
Mary.
LGBTQ+2IA.
Every day I become more and more part of the community.
She's more and more. She's turning into an alphabet as we speak.
I have a shoulder tattoo now. I'm in the process of getting my nose ring.
Septum?
No, I'm not gonna go that far. It's just gonna be in the nose.
Okay, I was gonna say. Again, TikTok thinks I'm a lesbian and feeds me all of the lesbian things. So I know septum rings, very gay.
Look at my cuffed pants and tell me I'm not bisexual.
Cuffed pants, very gay. There's lots of stuff that I'm learning thanks to TikTok.
They're fucking overalls. I mean, and then
cuffed her pant leg.
And then they're overalls. That says I love
and it's an overall.
That's true. It's the whole thing. But here's the thing. So then, and this all happened in nanoseconds, right? This whole train of thought of mine. I was like, is this a slur thing? And I was like, why would Steph say this? And then I thought to myself, does she think she can say it because she's one of like what's?
Oh yeah, that's our word. You can't say our word.
Yeah, you can't say our word. And I was like, oh okay, because I could tell a story and be like, oh, this fucking spick, blah blah blah, and it may not be like okay, but it's it's not gonna get me canceled type of shit. That's all this happened in nanoseconds. I was like, wait, and I like no, that's crazy. She'll never do that. I know stuff. for years. She would never do that. She's clearly talking about cosplaying.
Yeah, I did a bit.
Because I know Steph. Because I know Steph, so I know that she's into cosplaying.
You know, cosplay is a good jump.
There's no layer where you took it literally. There's just like, it's got to be a euphemism for something. When I get talking about Spix, when I came out here to LA, easy.
Get to the point quicker.
There's more
Get
easy.
to the point quicker.
No, I'm not. I need all of the. Remember what? So remember the first day of school when you met that boy. No, I years ago I came out here and I did some sets in LA. I booked some things at Flappers. I was doing something, and at the time I had a joke talking about Cubans, right? How Cubans, nobody knows what Cubans are supposed to look like, so we just kind of blend into wherever we are at, and we're like the stealth Spix of the Latino community. We just kind of adapt and we assimilate. Like we're just there. And the second I said the word, that's like literally everyone was having a good time. We were all talking about it. I made a joke about that I'm Cuban and nobody knows we're supposed to. People dug it, like we're responding, ha ha ha. And then I was like, yeah, we're the stealth Spix of the poof, like a vacuum of it. Like right before that bomb goes off in Attack of the Clones, that level of silence was like
record scratch.
It's like you look too.
I was like,
like the audience just went, "Sir, you're right. You look to that to say."
And then I was like, and then I had to like pivot. I'm like, I don't even look Latino enough to use that word apparently, because that's how much I've assumed that how nobody assumed. Like that was the whole like point of the joke. You think
they're
I'm moving
my joke right now as we're firing you off stage. Like they're I thought
I was right.
I will be vindicated.
Well, you know, it's funny when I did a set in New York in Gotham.
Get your spit hands off.
And my Jesus Christ. When I did a joke in New York at Gotham, a joke that I've never done before, but I started doing it then because it was so hot. And I talked about how hot it was, and the whole joke basically, and I use a slur in the joke, but the joke was it was so hot that if somebody, like, I was just looking for any place to have AC, like I would have gone into a gay bodega if it was going to give me air conditioning. And then I use a slur right in the thing, and then I remember Mike going like, "It's not going to go over well." I'm like, okay, and then I did it, and it fucking went over well, and I'm like, oh, good, we're fine, we're totally fine. It went over well.
I can't remember the joke. I can't remember what the slur was. Say the slur right now. See how it goes over.
Again, if you can't remember it going badly, it went well.
I don't remember.
If it would have gone bad, Mike, you would have remembered it. You're
right. I can't remember what the joke was. I can't remember what the slur was.
The joke was I would have gotten into a gay bodega if it meant getting air conditioning. That's how hot it is. And then if I would have walked in and somebody would be like, "Hey man, are you a beep?" I would have been like, "I'll suck a dick for air conditioning. Bring it on. I'll do it." But that was the whole thing. There was not even a need for the slur. I only threw it in because Mike said I wouldn't get away with it. And I'm like, well, let's fucking test this boundaries.
Wasn't it a televised? Oh, no. You were opening.
I feel like
I was thinking of somebody else.
I was opening for Aries.
I feel like the line you ride there.
No, Oni did a Gotham Live there on the Access TV show.
I remember.
I was like, you're going to say the F slur on a TV show?
No. But yeah, so that's the thing, and it worked. I was like, okay. I just wanted to push the ball. I
think that the line you ride there is because you're playing at that moment you're obviously being a character you don't agree with.
Well, that and the fact that, and no, here's the thing. This is the reason to get behind the curtain of a bit. Here's the reason why I thought that I was gonna get away with it, and I was right. Here's the reason why is because I wasn't saying that, and I was making the person who's accusing me of that the bad person.
Yeah.
And then I, as me, was saying I will absolutely do that. I don't give a fuck. So I'm saying I will suck a dick, and I'm saying I will absolutely do that. And I'm like, so I'm saying to get her, yeah, that's fine. So I'm not the negative in the story. I'm not the one saying the stupid shit.
Speaking of slurs. Did we and Taylor Swift, Steph, if it applies?
Oh yes.
Did you see the Jason Kelce thing? That Jason Kelce was like one of these like fucking asshole YouTuber prank, like TikTok assholes, goes up to him and is like, "What do you think about your?" And he calls.
It wasn't just like a random person.
Yeah.
It was I thought it was a random fan. It wasn't a random fan?
It was a random, but they're like doing it for clout. They're doing it for social. They were filming it.
Yeah.
And he asked him, "Is like, how do you feel about your brother?
How does it feel to know your brother's,
whatever for dating Taylor Swift?" Which, in and of itself, the logic there is broken. That is a woman and he is a man. At what point does that make him like the slur? Because it's like not the.
Look at the picture I sent you. This is. So, anyways, before you post that picture up on the WuBro chat, to finish the story for the listener, if you haven't seen the video, and then he smashes the phone.
Yes.
And then
I have the video.
And then he uses the slur again to repeat. Kelsey does to repeat like, "Who's the bleep now?" Smashes the phone, dude.
Yeah. He smashes the phone, and he's like, "Who's the F slur now?" And then he apologized for using the slur. And literally everybody on the internet, every gay person on the internet is like, "You good? You're fine. You used it correctly. That works for us. If it works for you, we're cool. Thank you for what you did. Thank you for your service."
Check out the picture.
Yeah. Let me put it. That
Because,
it's literally like
my reaction.
Everyone is like the internet's thoughts on whether Jason Kelsey was in the right. Yes, and yes, but in blue. It is everyone is totally against this bullshit YouTube people or whatever you want to call them, the clout searchers who are trying to like
get a rise for no reason.
Like, yeah,
and it's one of those things where I'm like, stop trying to do that. One, who do you think this man is? I saw someone bring up a really solid point that God, I'm really annoyed now that I can't remember who said it. But they were mentioning that like this man is only like a year out of his retirement, like or something, right?
Not even.
So he's like still in fighting.
He just retired this year. That was months ago.
Yeah.
That was like 2 months ago.
Oh yeah, not even a year. It's this year.
February.
Yeah.
Shit, so not even a full year.
Not even a full year.
He's still good. This is not a past his prime man. This is
also he's like
in better shape now than he was as a football player. And the reason why
a monster.
The reason why is because, and this happens to most offense and defensive linemen in the NFL. When they retire, they get in better shape because for that position, they have to have bulk, in which they have to, a lot of them are fat. And again, doesn't mean that they're not strong. I want to make sure people understand. Just because I'm using the word fat, it doesn't mean that they're not strong or athletic. It just means that
they're heavy. They carry so much
because of the position they play, which is either protecting huge men from coming through them, or going through huge men to get to the quarterback. They have to themselves be huge. So when they retire, a lot of these, a huge percentage of NFL linemen, when they retire, lose weight. A lot of them, right? Lose weight, and they lose
the healthier ones. There's some that go off the deep end because they don't correct their eating.
Sure,
but there's like a common trope is that a lot of these massive linemen that you see, some of them are massive dudes that are just naturally that big, and then some of them work their ass off to get big enough to be able to play that position.
And it's usually
Jason Kelsey is like the second. He could probably look like Travis Kelsey if he wanted to, in terms of like size.
And it's usually the other way around for the other positions, like wide receiver and running backs. The guys who have to their entire career stay in a certain slim physique. When they retire, they're like, I don't have to fucking run laps anymore.
Yeah,
and
they're not running routes,
and they just get blown up. Yeah, Keyshawn Johnson, I'm talking to you, buddy.
Shots fired. Keyshawn, our one listener, he's watching live right now on whatever on YouTube.
He's like, what the
Keyshawn Johnson, he's like, yeah, man, I'm sick of all this election coverage. I'm just going to tune into what's this? What's Up, Bro podcast? Keyshawn Johnson, you fat. Oh, man. Oh, dang it. But yeah, everybody seems to be there. Apparently, you know what? That I am not able to speak on whether or not that was justified, but I will say, as someone who's been in a fight before, that guy with the phone is lucky that
literally Kelsey, fighting words.
Jason Kelsey could have snapped him in half had he not had more PR training. You know what I mean? Like, because he had PR training, if he had less, that guy would have been buried into the ground face first, like so easily. But then the guy would have sued.
And the thing is, like, from what I saw in the videos, he was like taking a certain amount of like verbal abuse from everyone, just like talking shit. It wasn't until the guy like brought up his brother where he was like, no, fuck you now. You brought my brother into it. Like, and you know what? As an older sister, I totally get it. I totally fucking get it.
It's one of those things where
the moment you talk about some of my family, I'm like, excuse you, one more time.
Shout out to Diego Lopez, who's like a New York comedian I met. He's also from South Florida. He's a very funny guy. He's a MMA fighter, and he does a series on his channel called No Violence, KNOW Violence, where he breaks down videos of street fights and like viral fight videos, and he breaks them down from like a technical aspect. And he's great. He's always got some great tips, but there's always like these fights that you see somebody who clearly should not be fucking with somebody else, that it is so obvious that, hey man, please just don't do. Oh, well, there he goes. His head gets taken off. All of that stuff. It's just like stuff that's so obvious. Like when I've been in fights, they've always been smaller than me, and I have to pretend like, oh my God, I have to like, I'm not looking like a hero defending myself against a guy who's a foot shorter than me or something like that. So it's always like that mentality of like Jason Kelsey had to like wait in his mind. He's like, I know.
For the listener, Mike is like 6'3", 6'4". So I want to make sure the listener knows.
At a lean 270 right now.
Because I'm telling you, man, whatever, it looks good, man. You look good.
Thank you.
But I want to just make sure, because you said this like, somebody who's a foot shorter than me, and people who average height are like 5'10". They're like, this guy's fighting 4'10" motherfuckers. Like,
yeah, I'm just fighting.
Like, maybe don't fight them.
Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't fight Brad Williams. Like, why are you doing this? Like, what's happening?
Look, what I do in my wrestling career is none of anybody's business. They are in on it. No, but it's true. Like, as a bigger dude, like he weighed out in his mind. I'm sure he imagined it too. I'm sure he pictured just like ripping that guy's head off, because he like, that's the thing. It's like that meme, the sound that's going around on TikTok now. Like people, it's like, I'm a lot nicer than I could be, and I don't think people respect that enough. You know what I mean? Like that. Like there's every giant dude is who's like that, who's also like trained in violence. Like his job for however long was beating the shit out of other elite giant men.
Have you seen the video at a sporting event where this huge guy was trying so hard to get into a fight with this other guy, and the other guy was shorter than him? And he is trying so hard. The tall guy is trying so hard to instigate this fight, like trying real hard, like pushing him, like,
set it off,
and like getting off, like getting in his face, right? And again, the guy is a foot taller than him. Along comes another dude and like breaks it up, right? And the short guy, just walks away and laughs and smiles. And then there's a video of this that cuts to that small guy who walked away and smiled is 18-0 in a boxing champ.
Yes, yeah, I've seen those.
And he's like, this guy would have like, and they're literally saying the guy in yellow who separated the two, the tall guy owed the guy in yellow a fucking like his life. Like, you don't understand how close you came to getting your ass handed to you.
Yeah, you owe him a life debt.
Yeah,
you owe him. Like that man should be like godfather to your children. Because you're allowed to have children now because of that, man. I'm gonna show it, because what else are we gonna do? This is the show. This is Diego Lopez's thing. I just want to shout it out because it is really a great series.
You get to do the cannonball first, but I'm second. We have a fight between these two guys in the backyard, and this guy's dressed exactly like Waldo for some reason, versus a guy left who they said was like a karate expert. I don't think it's karate. I think it's something else. And they both feel disrespected. Waldo, for some reason, pushes his forehead into the guy and eats a cross right away. Respect for being immediate with it. And they just go ahead and have one of the worst fights I've ever seen. Just really terrible because they don't know what they're doing. That's the thing. Fights will always go to where you're ignorant, right? Waldo almost accidentally does like a single leg X. And the expert, I'll give him credit. He is getting past the legs, but he's not going to mount. So the guys on the bottom are just able to regain some variation of guard.
I love it. This one of my favorite series on social media right now. Follow him. This Diego Lopez, and he breaks videos down like that all the time. Also, he trains people, like he gives tips on fighting. I don't plan on ever getting into
I love
gym fights,
that.
But he broke it down like that for real.
I love that Waldo there goes full flop like a toddler who doesn't want to get into the bath.
Oh man, yeah. One of these, recently he posted a video, and I just kept commenting because as a paramedic, concrete is undefeated, right? So if you ever like don't fight over concrete, don't be in any position where you can your head can make unprotected contact with concrete. The ground got mad squabbles,
or protected
or protected contact. Yeah, don't hit your head on concrete. And because a lot of these fights that you see, there's like it's always like in the worst possible place. Like there's grass where they were fighting. They're fighting on the like pool deck, or whatever it was. It's like so I was like, that's like my only contribution whenever I was like, hey, they're over concrete. Don't do it. Like don't fight on concrete.
I personally just would never fight someone who's already wearing gloves. That's usually a sign to not go there.
Apparently this video and this in particular, they're like squaring up, but he shows like fight footage from like stadiums and like good old fashioned bar fight stuff, and like he just breaks them down like with a critical eye, and he's very funny. But it's also like a test to like you watch people fight in real life, and it's unless you're trained a little bit, it's sloppy as fuck. Do you think that Jason Kelsey, a trained athlete, wouldn't have like just doing football moves? A straight pass block rush, pick up, pancake, cockroach somebody onto the ground would have killed that man. Would have killed him.
The concrete ground that they were on.
Yes. Yeah. He fought. Don't fight on concrete. That's the only rule.
The phone very much lost.
Yeah.
I wonder. So here's my thing. I don't know who the guy was, right? But I wonder if he was trying to do one of two things, or if not both, but one of two things. Obviously, he's trying to instigate something, right? He's trying to get a reaction.
Sure.
So my question is, does he want the reaction for A, social media, for that kind of fame, or B, lawsuit?
Both, probably. Because he'll make money off of the video, and he'll sue the shit out of it.
No, but it could be for both. But if he's a quote unquote YouTuber and he's like, I'm gonna get in, I get into people's face and I get the reaction, and that's my whole thing is I get likes, I get views on my YouTube for like those people that pull pranks and then they go, hey, it's a prank when they do that bullshit. So is he one of those guys who's doing it for the likes, right? And that, or is he one of the guys that's like, I'm gonna try to get a famous person to hit me so I could sue him?
It's like the classic Miami insurance scam of you find a Mercedes and you fucking slam the brakes in front of them. Like,
oh, that's a good rabbit hole. Have you seen those videos?
Yeah,
people backing into a car and they don't realize that the car that
there's a dash cam.
There's a dash cam.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so
many
good.
dash
You see
cams
them
aren't
trying
like
to
really
hide their
popular
faces.
here.
Well, because you don't live in Miami because you don't need to.
That's what I'm saying. Like dash cams aren't really popular here just yet, but I've noticed that over in the States, like their cars are automatically being sold with dash cams now, and I'm like, for what?
Well,
Teslas have cams. Some electronic cars have cams. I have one on my car. I have to get one on my new truck. Because it's more about how insurance is here, like all of the insurance industry, like if someone like if you need proof.
Insurance companies are quick to deny claims because they will hide behind the fact of like, well, there's no way of knowing if that's the truth or not.
Right.
We
don't know who's at fault.
I will say, as someone who worked for an insurance company, which I'm not defending any insurance company, I'm not defending the idea of insurance company, but the insurance company I work for, I gotta say, they trained us literally in the claims office. They trained us to say, like, we pay what we owe. That's their model that they train people with. Like, we pay what we owe. If we owe it, pay it. They like, I've had many, and then that insurance is one of those things where legally you have to have continuing education. So you continuously have to have, exams.
They keep changing the laws on you.
Well, yeah. So but you continuously have to be. It feels like you're a forever student, even at the lower level of claims processor, which is what I was. And I never had an instructor say anything other than, if we owe it, pay it. We pay what we owe. So I will say that I'm not going to give out the name of the company because they're not paying me anymore.
Don't promote them.
But I will say that. But to your point, there is a classic scam of like stopping short and getting hit. And I've seen YouTube videos recently of not just stopping short, and they stop short enough so that they break. And then I've seen them like reverse into the person. And then they come out and they're like, oh, and there's like a car full of the people like, oh my God, my neck hurts. And then you can see the moment that they
register the camera. Yeah, those are my favorite.
So
where they're just like, fuck, and then they get back in the car and drive away. They're like,
and then they tell the person that's still doing the acting, like there's
I saw that video. There was a car that was like went
They're
viral
like,
on
drop the
TikTok
bit, drop it.
yeah, they dropped the bit where like you could see they fucking got. I was like, it went viral online. People in LA found the car and started fucking with it.
There was a video of the guy doing a background check on the license plate, finding the owner, doing a background check of the owner, seeing all the claims that owner has put in through various insurance companies. Like they do all. I'm like, oh, dude, this is like
the motherfucker's going to jail. Because of one dash cam.
Damn.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's pretty great.
It's
pretty great.
They get their comeuppance.
See, that's a feel good story.
I want some justice. We have to talk about this because I think this is a big day to talk about things like this, and I feel like we would be doing a disservice if we didn't talk about it. So I'm trying. I mean, look, regardless of where you land politically, McDonald's is now finally legally allowed to fix their broken ice cream machines. We did it, y'all. We did it, Joe.
Were they not supposed to?
So that's my reaction. That's the same reaction that I had that Stephanie's having. I legitimately thought this was a joke meme. I thought it was a prank, like, oh, finally they get to fix their own. But it turns out
like an onion thing, like an onion article.
From what it is, as a former Mick job haver, a Mick employee, there's a reason, okay? Those machines are always
Clyde will tell you.
Yeah, before this week, most of the McDonald's ice cream makers could only be fixed through the machine's manufacturer. It was a scam for these people to constantly be billing for money to go repair. They were the only ones allowed to fix it, and the DMCA, which protects the code embedded in the ice cream machines, made it illegal for third parties like McDonald's employees to break the digital locks installed by the manufacturers. So like they locked down the thing, and now it allows outside vendors. The new rule allows outside vendors to fix the machine. So we did it, y'all. We've improved the country.
Yeah,
we've successfully made it so that McDonald's can fix their ice cream machine. Is that really has it ever been like that much of a problem for you when you're like want a McFlurry for them to be like, sorry,
someone who has a toddler? Absolutely.
As a person who's been fat their whole lives, absolutely. Okay. No, I will say this. There has up until that moment where I saw that post, I legitimately believed. I did not know that was a thing. I didn't even know that was a thing. Because they never said that. McDonald's has never said, "I'm sorry, our machine is broken," and only the manufacturer could come and fix it. They've never said that to me. All they've said is the machine is down.
They just said it's broken.
Right.
The machine is down. And I, as a Class A #1 lazy employee, my entire life, I was always under the assumption of like, touche. So
hey man,
I thought they were just being lazy employees and they didn't want to do it. And as a lazy employee myself, again with everything except for I always say this, like I was lazy for every job that wasn't comedy. But as a former lazy employee of plenty of office jobs, whenever I got the machines broken, I was like, touche, my friend, because I can't disprove you, and you don't care if you get an extra.
You don't have to make your own.
Two things can be true at the same time. Two things can be true. I will tell you, as somebody who's had to clean those machines, those things are fucking annoying to clean. It's a whole long, big process. You have to empty the thing out. You have to climb up like into the thing. It's a pain in the ass. It is a process.
Which is harder which is more of a pain in the ass? The ice cream machine counter or the French fry counter?
The counters?
Yeah, I know. That's what this fucking guy said when
what a fucking asshole.
When he went to work, he said, I want to work a French fry counter. There's no
counter.
Counter, you
the whole point of the two things. The machine does need cleaning, and if there's a bunch of people who are like, man, I'm not fucking doing that, they'll just say it's out of order, and it's not wrong. They have to go through the McDonald's ironically has like super strict like cleaning regulations. Like you're supposed, like the rules to clean in McDonald's are fucking strict. So there are like, if you do it, you have to go through the whole process, blah blah blah. So when they tell you it's out of order, that might be because for cleaning, quote unquote, or if something happens that the machine actually breaks, it's like they call whoever it is and they're like, "Bah, we can't do anything." They just literally, it won't turn on. Somebody has to go in there with like the newer machines. The older machines were easier. The newer machines are even worse. The older machines, you just had to like get in there and like think. But it was a thing with the manufacturer. It's like having to take your car to the dealership only, that kind of thing, where they charge you whatever they want. Yeah, exactly. So we've moved past that as a country, and I'm glad to say that we can finally move forward as a unified, as not Hamburglar Americans or Grimace Americans. We can move forward as Ronald McDonald Americans.
So yay, a win for a corporation.
a win for the consumers who are no longer having to deal with their lack of McFlurries. McFlurries for the people.
I think the employees got mad at this.
I bet, dude. Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to make the machine. It's hard to clean the machine, but the McFlurry, it's a fucking machine. You just go like that, you do the thing, and here.
But there's an art to making a cone, though, right? Yeah.
No, hey, whoa, hey. Show some fucking respect. Show some fucking respect to the clone.
And
okay?
in the 2.5 weeks that I worked McDonald's, I never had to clean the ice cream machine because I was already there for 2.5 weeks. But I did learn how to make a proper ice cream cone, and I fucking to this day will brag like a motherfucker. My family goes somewhere, like we go on a cruise, we have to make your own ice cream cone.
Cruises.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, stand back, bro. I got
this.
Fucking make this picture perfect.
I have a very specific set of skills.
Yeah. That's useless anywhere else except for a cruise.
It's so fun. I will say so like we always talk about the glory days of food. Like just in the last couple of years, everything's gotten so expensive where it's not worth it anymore. And it also it doesn't taste as good for the price. Like I don't know if the tastes are the same, but a $10 sandwich versus a $3 sandwich, the flavors I'll excuse a lot for a $3. You know what I mean? Like when a fucking McChicken was $1, then it was like, this is the best, man. This is awesome. This is so good. But if I'm paying $5 for a McChicken, you could suck the back of my balls. How dare you? How dare you charge me $5 for this fucking thing?
Now, is the back of your balls the back to you or to me?
Dealer's choice, really. You could do
like left or right, where it's like my left is your right, like your back.
I feel like there's one that's definitely worse than the other.
If you're in Australia, it's the other way.
Oh, I heard this story. Is this true, Steph? I heard somebody told me this recently.
About balls?
No, about Australia toilets that they don't swirl anymore. They just go straight down. Is that a thing? Is that real?
That told you that ages ago. Yeah. They just
Yeah, somebody told me, man, when I went to Australia for the first time last year, and the first thing I did was go to a bathroom because I wanted to see the toilets go in the other direction, and it didn't. They just go straight down. I'm like, that's such a fucking drag. And I wanted to know if maybe that's just in the hotels, maybe the hotel bathrooms, the hotel toilets. But you're saying
everyone in Australia was like, hey, we're sick of this shit. We just got to take it off the table. We cannot have people. We're wasting water. Everybody's flushing the toilets just to get an Instagram video.
It's all the tourists.
We're wasting water.
When did that happen? When did was that a law that passed, or like how did that thing?
No idea. Honestly, when I first moved here, I was already like, I'm not gonna lie, I totally checked.
Yeah. You see? All right. Yeah.
I totally was like, flush. Oh, it went down. And apparently it's just like a sustainable eco thing.
Right.
So water.
No way. The Australians were tired of the fucking
They were tired of the tourists.
They were tired of the
They were tired of the toilet tourism.
The stereotype. The toilet stereotype. I'm
tired. Juan F. Darcy in Instagram. Get back to being lazy employees. That was quite interesting with a whatever that means, my friend. We're just happy you're watching and joining in the chat.
Back to being lazy
employees. That was quite interesting.
I mean, technically speaking, right now it's my sabbatical year, so I am very much a lazy. Well, I'd say lazy employee, except for the fact that I'm doing a lot of shit at the house.
We're here doing a podcast. Is podcasting inherently lazy, or is it work?
Oh, dude, this is so. Oh, you know what? I don't even want it. Because I don't want to make it sound as if, but people thinking that anything in entertainment is easy is fucking
Mm.
mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Like it's so mind-boggling to me because it's just a different kind of work. So everybody says like, oh, you like, right? They'll see my post, and again, I'm not complaining about my life at all. Like I am not complaining. I love my life. I'm very, very grateful. In fact, I posted a grateful like airplane picture just yesterday as I was flying. I got to see a sunset in the plane, and I was like, I get to.
Oh.
I
saw
still
that. Yeah,
I
it was
still
nice.
blows my mind that I get to witness these things fairly regularly because somebody pays me to tell jokes. It's fucking mind-boggling to me that I'm very appreciative. But the statement of like, oh, you're a comedian or you're in entertainment, so you don't really work or you don't work as hard is like that's bullshit. Like it's just other like I don't do a 9 to 5. So yes, my daytime is a lot of not staring into going into an office and wearing slacks and a tie. You got me. I'm not doing that. But if you don't think that I don't work as far as what material I'm gonna say, what new material I'm gonna work on, what video I could edit to post on social media, because now comedian isn't just being a comedian, it isn't just being funny. It's now you have to be a
marketing
videographer.
as well.
You have to be a videographer, you have to be a marketer, you have to do like all of this shit takes into account. Like I had to fucking learn video editing that I never planned on learning because I was like, I never planned on for that. I would have taken TV production in school. I would have fucking done that. Again.
Yeah, that's a thing now. That's that Mitch Hedberg joke about the doing stand up and then being told ask if you act.
Yeah,
but to like it's like I've seen you cook. Can you farm?
Yeah,
that's what it feels like sometimes. Where it's like I'll tell jokes and I'll just be funny, but I don't know how to write search engine optimized Google search blog posts to
you have
share
to be a
my
bit of a
content.
multi-hyphenate.
So this podcast in itself, throughout the 12, 13 years that we've been doing this, has taken on so many different kinds of changes from how it's been delivered and how it's been made. To answer the question, Mike, and again, I get this is like so not funny because I get very passionate about this because the amount of work that we have to do as a podcast that nobody fucking listens to.
Yeah.
It's absurd. Like I had a friend when I was telling her like I was on a ship last week and we ended up not working. Ended up not podcasting last week because Mike had an emergency, whatever. He couldn't do it. But I was on a ship that had amazing Wi-Fi everywhere except my cabin.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find a public location where I could record a podcast and it still be public where I could get good Wi-Fi, but still have private kind of conversations because I don't want a live show type of deal and I can't curse. And I was going through all of these mental gymnastics, like, okay, maybe I'll go here and testing the Wi-Fi in this library and blah blah blah, whatever.
Can we do WuBro as one of the weekends of your shows?
So I was doing this.
Did you pitch it?
So I was doing this and I was telling my friend who was a travel agent and she was working on the ship and she was like, you do all of this work, how much money do you make for your podcast? And I laughed. I said, I spend around $500 a year on podcasting. And then she's like, so why do you do it? I'm like, because it's a creative outlet. It's my friend. I love hanging out with my friends and so on and so on and so on. So for anybody that said like, oh, get back, like, I don't know what that comment meant. I have no idea what that comment meant about me being lazy. I don't know.
Oh, no. They were talking about like fast food work. Like we were you've been lazy at every other job you've had. That was from the comment from before. I don't think it was about this.
No.
I said, well, we're like get back to we're being lazy employees right now, but is podcasting being lazy or is it a lot of work? And then you went off on your
no, but I don't know what this comment meant. His comment was like get back to lazy. I don't know what his comment was. I'm forgetting.
I lost it. I have it in front of me.
But anyways, so that's all I'm saying is
Mike Valdez, I think, backs me up. WuBro Live would be so dope.
Get back to being lazy employees. That was quite interesting. So I don't know if you meant us talking about being lazy employees.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was like your experience being a lazy employee.
Get back to us being get back to the topic of conversation of being a lazy employee.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hey man, today's a day to be on edge, man.
It is today.
We are a little on edge.
I'm glad we made it the whole way.
Just
yeah, this has been kind of cathartic to not address everything that's going on. The future of the world, no biggie. Literally talking about literally anything else is beneficial. It is now 8:00 p.m. where I'm from, where I am living. This is where I am right now. It is what is it? Midnight where you are?
11. It's about
11 where you are. And Steph, it is tomorrow already.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, 2 p.m.
Technically.
Steph knows the results.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I respect you for not saying it. Yeah,
I
I
like
respect you for
spoilers.
not saying it out
No
loud.
spoilers. No
Yeah.
spoilers.
No
You know what?
spoilers.
So one of these dumb fucks would probably believe that. Why aren't they telling us who won, man? If they were there in the future.
Buddy, I used to think, I swear to God, I still got, I don't know why, but I still got surprised a month ago when people were saying that a Democratic part that the
Are we finally talking about it? Are we?
No.
The thought of like the government being in control of the weather and they're creating hurricanes is
God.
fucking. I literally, it's 2024, and I was like, and I laughed because I thought it was a joke. And again, I was unfortunately proven wrong that they were not meaning it as a joke. That they really.
You're like, and they're like,
Oh, you're serious? And I was really shocked and surprised. But I'm very naive in that way. I think I just hold people to a higher standard, I guess, to not think that we create fucking hurricanes.
Yeah,
whatever.
If we do talk about it, I will go from Ronaldo to Wade. So please, let's not get into it. Thank you everybody for watching today.
Oh, wait, we're not gonna do a old school pick.
Oh, I mean, I have the old school pick. We need a old school pick. Oh, have you gone through the gigantic list of the combined movies that I sent you?
Yeah.
I have a bunch knocked off, but there's a lot there that I was like, man, I've never even heard of this shit.
All right, so yeah, there's a lot of foreign films. That's why you haven't heard of a lot of them. I went through
Have
that.
I brought up?
Well, we're gonna go through our old school picks.
So just to talk about it, to vamp a little bit while you guys pick a movie. I often go through, try to find a movie that I have not seen that I quote unquote should see. Like, oh, you should have seen this movie by now. And I try to go over these. Oh, this is a movie that gets talked about a lot, in history class, whatever, film history class. And so I went through like the AFI's top 100, and I'm like at 60 movies that I've seen of the top 100. And so, which isn't bad. And so my old school pick is gonna go super old school. I recently saw like 4 or 5 real old movies. By real old movies, I mean over 50 years.
Wow.
But one of them is legitimately a very good movie, which would come of no surprise to anybody who's seen it. But some of these movies, they get like this fame, and I'm like,
what was it?
So my old school pick is To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, wow, yeah, one of the most classic movies of all time.
Again, just because it's a classic movie doesn't mean that it's good. Like I don't I
agree.
I stand by Gone with the Wind could go suck my dick, like suck the back of my balls. Like I don't
suck
care.
The back.
Yeah.
Suck the Australian side of my balls.
Yeah, gone with the back of my balls is what it should say.
That's a great, because it really is like a class on classic filmmaking, because the way the thing is shot is very different. It's all in a court, not all, but it's like courtroom drama.
Yeah,
it's really, really, really great. The book is still kind of timeless. It's still relevant. It's fucking crazy how relevant all of that.
Actually,
all that
kind of more relevant.
Like even more, like it's crazy how we've not moved past To Kill a Mockingbird stages. But yeah, that's also a good old school pick, because it will be something that people have heard of, but have never seen, and it's probably it's good to go check it out.
Don't see Vertigo.
Don't see Vertigo. You had strong opinions about Vertigo. My old school pick.
You've been going real classics then.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I've just been going through AFI's list, and then I'm like, oh, okay. So I saw a bunch of them. I saw Glengarry Glen Ross. I've been watching a lot of them. Yeah. Not just to speak, by the way. I'm talking about in general for like the last couple of years.
We have Mike Valdez with an audience pick, if I may. Mike Valdez, I want to have an old school pick as well. I choose Pee-wee's Big Adventure. It's so silly in the most artsy, weird way, just like Pee-wee himself. Ultimately, we should all watch a silly movie this week. I do think that's relevant.
What double feature? To Kill a Mockingbird and Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I thought you were going to say Big Top Pee-wee, the sequel, but no.
No, it's so much. I mean,
that's funny.
Would you not watch that? That'd be a great fucking double feature.
Yeah, I can't say I won. Which one do you start with? Which one do you? This is like the Barbenheimer of a WuBro Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
My old school pick. When we were flying back from New York, my wife was watching this on the plane, and I forgot how good it was. Good it was. Clueless, the movie Clueless.
So good.
It is so goddamn good.
So good.
It is. Paul Rudd when he was just a fresh vampire, still looking pretty fresh. But it's like so. It reminded me so much of like influencer culture now. So relevant. It was so relevant because it was all about. There's a thing. The whole thing in the movie is Cher's trying to correct her grades, not by doing better, but by negotiating and arguing for better grades, like that kind of like fluidity of like what the grades are. The whole thing of the makeover, whether somebody wants or not, the perception versus the Instagram reality versus the real reality, where she's just kind of like not a successful romantic person that she's got everybody, like, there's just like a lot of like in the fake of it all was very kind of present, and I thought it's just a great movie. It's just really great, well written, and it's just super solid.
Yeah,
I forgot about crazy crush I had on Brittany Murphy.
I will bounce my old school pick off of you then, since Clueless is essentially a retelling of Emma from Jane Austen. I will go with another retelling type movie. Not entirely, which direction do I want to go with? You guys can pick.
You have two? No. You got to pick one.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Ooh.
No, it would be
10 Things I Hate About You. 10 Things I Hate About You. I knew that's what it was going to be.
I literally was thinking that movie, and I don't know why I said How to Lose a Guy just because of the number 10. But I was thinking of
That's also a fucking great. That's a classic 90s like perfect film or early 2000s.
That is the movie that the parody movie was based off of. Like that's like the foundation for the parody movie of the 90s. Remember
really? I thought it was Varsity Blues.
No, you guys, it was She's All That. It was
She's All That.
She's All That.
She's All That and 10 Things I Hate About You, kind of the same, right? You pick a person.
There was a girl. Yeah, there's a girl that doesn't know she's the subject of some sort of bet or some sort of arrangement.
There's no makeover.
Yeah,
there's no makeover, and
she put her hair down.
Yeah, she has her glasses, pink covered overalls.
My favorite scene in that movie is, oh my god, this is my she has your, I'm painting, oh, who's that? It's my mom. She has your eyes, and it's just a stick figure with fucking giant eyes.
Yeah.
And then the meme now circulating nowadays is like some guys will say anything to get laid. And it's just like she's her eyes. Like
that is a great movie. I was gonna say, if you were a big fan of 10 Things I Hate About You, I recently discovered this thing. WuBro legend. We talk about him all the time. We fucking love Raul Julia.
Oh, you said Julia. There was a pause in between that Julia, bro, that I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
I was like, that is not. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize. That is
no.
Oh, that's such a deep cut. That's such a deep cut.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. So great. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's very, very fucking deep cut. Okay.
I legitimately was like, what the fuck is he talking about? I was like, all right, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. My fault.
Okay. What I'm talking about is, this is more for Steph, but Nery, you got to look it up too. I think I mentioned it. The PBS years and years ago in the 70s did a video thing where they filmed its Taming of the Shrew. Shakespeare in the Park in New York City in 1978. It is Raul Julia and Meryl Streep playing Kate, and they are going at it, and it is fucking great. I'm not a big Shakespeare person, but the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, these people are acting, like fucking acting. Yes. It is so, and it's got some like behind the scenes stuff. It's got some like documentary style things. It is fucking bonkers good, and it's called Kiss Me Petruchio, and it's on YouTube. You can just go look at it. The quality kind of sucks, but man, it is fucking great. That's another old, I don't know if it's
young
old school
Raul Julia.
Raul, look up, watch Kiss Me Petruchio.
Can I just tell you that I love when Latinos do this?
Yes.
Yeah,
What?
it's just the best. Raul Julia. Okay.
Raul Julia.
Okay. All right.
But that's his name.
I know. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Look, Mike said Raul Julia 17 times, and then you just chime in. You're like, hey,
Oh, it sounded so wrong in my head the entire time.
What? That's literally.
That's what makes me. None of you are wrong. Both of you are correct, but it makes me laugh because the only thing you said, Stephanie, was Raul Julia. You didn't correct him. You didn't say like, yeah. You were just like, yeah, Raul Julia, because you.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look up Raul Julia.
Yeah, but
with side eye.
It's Steph's
I
mind.
didn't even know I was doing it.
In Steph's mind, she's like, I have to. This has to be said correctly one time. And it wasn't wrong. Mike said it correctly, but I love when Latinos do that. When Latinos go like Mario Lopez.
Okay. Mario Lopez. It's like, no, the guy's name is Mario Lopez. I mean, come on.
Right. I mean, both of you are right. Both of you are right. I'm just, it makes me laugh.
Raul Julia looks so much like
No, don't do this. Don't do this right now. You know.
Oh my God, who's the guy from No Children? No, Young Men. Oh God.
Javier Bardem.
No. Javier Bardem.
Javier.
There are certain pictures of him where they look like they could be related.
They are, yeah. They could look related.
Look at their eyes. Look at their eyes. Look at their eyes.
Oh, there's another picture of them. Where was it? I don't have it here. There's another picture. Yeah, there it is.
Oh God, that picture. No, not that. That picture will live in my nightmares. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Great old school pics, everybody.
FYI, real quick, I don't know, I should have saved it, but I can't. I just showed my daughter for the first time today The Fifth Element, and fuck, it was great.
It went over big.
It went not only did it go over big with her, but I found another gear of love for that movie that I have not seen in years. I haven't watched that movie.
Multipass.
I haven't watched that movie in 10 years. That's all I remember. That's not all I remember, but but there's so much more story than I remember. And I think because when you pay attention to the beginning, really the story builds. And
there's more to it.
Go figure.
That.
It was there's more than just action sequences. Like,
what's going on? I love Chris Tucker in that movie. Fire! I don't have fire. I mean, Father, you smoke. The great movie. Thank you everybody for watching this when you could be watching The Fifth Element or any of our other old school picks, but you're watching this with us right now.
Currently on the news at the minute.
Yeah. No, if you're here with us live, thank you. If you're watching us later in the future, just tell us how dystopian we need to get in our different regions. We would like to get there as fast as possible. Why belabor the point? Thank you everybody for liking, sharing, and subscribing any of our content. Be it at Mike Mercadal, at Nery Saenz, or at Not That Steph. And you can follow this podcast at WuBro Pod on also all social media platforms. You can see us live on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram when we go live. Follow to get announcements for when we are ready to do that. Steph, is there anything you'd like to promote before we go?
Everyone hydrate tonight. Take some medicine.
Hydrate, stretch, do some limbering calisthenics. We'll get there. Yeah.
We'll get through this. It'll be good.
I would like to.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. I would like to. If you're following the Zeros on Heroes podcast, there will be changes. But I'm going to be re-releasing some episodes because I've had to combine feeds. So we are going to be re-releasing some episodes, and so follow on any podcast audio directory of your choice. You can follow Zeros on Heroes, ZEROES on HEROES. Sorry, I had a stroke there in the middle of.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I froze. I'm like, I'm doing this right. Like, you know when you write a word out
Yeah.
and you're like,
And it
that
looks-
doesn't look right, but it's not the or like when you're typing it and it's not telling you with the underline that I don't think I spelled this right, but it's not telling me that I'm wrong. That's how it was. So follow @ZerosOnHeroes on all social media. Nery, you have something you'd like to say?
I just got reminded of this. I just used it for the first time. Apple Intelligence. I used it yesterday. I was writing an email complaining to the airline about the Wi-Fi that I prepaid for. A lot of money, by the way, right? It was a 10-hour flight, so I paid like $30 for this Wi-Fi. I prepaid it. I get on the plane, and it takes 25 minutes to even log in because it was just refreshing. I wouldn't log in. Then you log in, they give you a passcode, you know, prepaid passcode. You go, and then the Wi-Fi was so shitty the entire flight. It was down for hours on end, which again isn't the worst thing in the world for me because I have movies downloaded on my phone or whatever. But I was just like, but I paid $30 for this. I
paid money.
Yeah. So I wrote an email complaining about it, saying basically all of this in an email format, right? And there's a Apple Intelligence button, and you press it, and there's options that give you like check your spelling and grammar, whatever, blah blah. And there's one that says rewrite, and I clicked it just to see what it would be like, and the rewrite was so much better than what I had done. It was in a professional setting. You need to use this motherfucking thing. Like, and don't get me wrong, I work corporate for a long time, and I make the joke all the time where I speak corporate. Like I tell that to people, like I speak corporate. Some of my friends, they've literally come to me and like, hey, I'm emailing these people. Can you know this company? Can you double check this for me? And I always like, all right, just change this and blah blah. Don't call them bro. Probably shouldn't do that. You know, stuff like that. But Apple Intelligence, I was like, this is what I do want to write. Good for you, Apple Intelligence. So it's fucking. I mean,
so that's what Nery's promoting today.
I am promoting that.
Promote Apple Intelligence.
I am promoting AI. I am promoting AI. I am promoting loving each other. I am a big component of this, and I know that I've been my entire life, and I didn't realize this until recently. There's a name for it. There's a title for it. I've been cheesy my entire life. I've been corny my entire life.
I just made this speech at work because I'm surrounded by people that could be my child, and I'm like, I'm just corny, man. I've just stopped caring. I've embraced my corniness, man.
I've always been corny. I just didn't know I was corny. I didn't know. I really didn't know. Like, I'm being honest with you. I really didn't know I was corny up until like maybe 2 years ago, and then I was like, oh yeah, I am corny. I am cheesy. Like I've used the word cheesy to describe myself, but I didn't correlate that with corny. And I've been corny, and I've been like, I've always been made fun of by everybody because I was at 20 years old longing. I remember in middle school, one of the assignments was, what do you like? What's the one thing you wish you had in the world? And everybody would write like Ferrari and car, you know, whatever, the house, $1 million. And I wrote, swear to God, true love was my answer.
Oh, fucking cheesy bitch.
I was in 7th grade, and that was my answer. And everybody got their paper back except me because the teacher wanted to have a conversation with me.
That's always great.
Yeah, it's always
great.
Good news. And
good news.
And so I've been corny my entire life, and I just want to reemphasize. I've actively put that out there in my social media. Like I don't like putting negative things out there. I've actually changed the way I even review movies, where I go, oh, that sucks. I go, nah, it wasn't my cup of tea, and I'd rather talk about the things that I love.
I didn't enjoy my time.
Yeah,
but I loved watching this movie. We went through that whole exchange. That happened to us years ago.
So with that said, in this time, this week especially, in this time, I always say, love each other, be kind to each other, and you don't have to agree to not. You don't have to disrespect somebody just because you don't agree with them. So let's just love each other. This is my message. And then follow my. Oh, I posted something I usually don't do.
What kind of weak ass bullshit are you bringing to my fucking show? You cheesy, corny fucking bitch. Are you fucking kidding me? We throw elbows. We Jason Kelsey in this bitch. Are you fucking kidding me?
Also,
fucking come for me. I'll go for
Kumbaya,
you. Bitch, no violence.
Kumbaya.
I have like the two shoulders of my shoulder.
Ironically, coming from me, that is pretty funny.
Yeah. I don't know if you watch my Instagram stories today, the listeners won't be able to, but if you guys watch my Instagram stories today, I literally had somebody comment some pretty hateful shit to me
on your stories.
Yeah, on my post, and then I fucking called them out on my stories, and I said, this is the comment that I got, and it literally said to pack my bags because
get out of this country.
So
Who
that was
do I have to fight?
And
The
I
irony.
was like,
Some
I was
rando
legitimately
fucking
shocked.
bot.
Mike
yeah.
Valdez was so like he's the coolest dude, and then he wrote this long, really heartfelt, like I can't like I don't know why anybody would say this to you, and it really did. Like I
Yeah.
told him the same thing. Like it really did take me aback.
Mike Valdez. I've never related more to. I've been courting my whole life. I was totally and still am totally that guy. Anyway, don't lose your sense of childlike wonder.
Oh, that's his podcast.
That's his podcast.
Would have plugged that.
Childlike is bad. Yeah. Throw a link in the chat.
Yeah.
We gotta have Mike on. But yeah, there's a certain amount of like. Here's my take. Just realistically, I'm not gonna fight nobody. I'm not gonna fight nobody, but it tells me more about you than it does.
Yeah.
Than what you say about me means nothing to me.
Yeah.
I've been with me the whole time. What you say about me tells me more about you. What you say about others tells people more about you. So live in that truth, baby. Live in that truth.
Which is the reason why
sugarcoat shit. Live in it.
Which is the reason why to piggyback off what you said. Like I not only have I known me for a long time, like I actually really like me. Like I'm not saying that like I'm not saying that in
someone has to.
I'm not saying that in a conceited way. I'm saying in like I like the person I am. Like all my flaws, my super sarcastic, blah, blah, like I think they're not. I don't think they're flaws. Pedantic as fuck. I'm that too. That's who I am.
That is true. The idea that
don't try to tell me I'm not, Mike. Don't try to sugarcoat it and tell me I'm not. Don't.
Okay.
Mike agreed with me so quickly.
It's like maybe pedantic. Yes. Yeah. Got it. I agree. Concur. 100%.
I'm like sitting here. I'm like, I'm loving these affirmations.
The affirmations are great, but also let's all live in reality. Let's all live in truth.
The affirmations are great, but also if you could stop doing that, it'd be great.
Yes, stop. Just please stop.
Can you stop being you? That'd be great. Fantastic. Anyway, love you guys.
Thank you everybody for watching. And
that's how winning is done.
That is in fact how winning is done.
Love
Fingers crossed.